Good morning. How you guys doing? It's Mike back with the Thought of the Day on December 29th, 2025. First, I want to give honor and praise to the Elohim of Israel for giving me the strength and the wisdom to bring you this message. Then I'd like to open with the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. May your will, not mine, be done. Today, I want to talk about with much wisdom is much grief. My brother Solomon, in Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 18 said, "For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow." And I had a brother who commented on a post that I wrote maybe like over a week ago, and he asked me, was I in a sunken place? And I responded to him that I wasn't in a sunken place, but my eyes are open and I see what's going on. See, once the Holy Spirit is into you and you're operating in the Spirit as much as possible, and you get to see, and the Most High bless you with the discernment to see what's going on around you, the more knowledge you get, the more grief is going to come upon you, the more sorrows, because you see what's going on around you and you understand what's going on, and you see that your people, many people around you are perishing because lack of knowledge. So when I see the domestic violence that's going on around me, of course I get grief. When I see the women being killed, being murdered, I'm going to grieve. The alcoholism and substance abuse that's rampant, I'm going to grieve. Because I understand that it's spiritual warfare. I understand that those are spirits and demons that's attacking those people. When I'm in the AA meeting and I turn around and I don't see nobody that looks like me, I'm going to grieve because I know my people are dying because of the lack of knowledge, because they don't want to come get the help, because they don't know how prevalent the help is. When I see the spiritual attacks on my people, I'm going to grieve. When I see Satan's agenda, how he's trying to break up the marriages, how he's trying to this podcast after podcast after podcast, TikTok after TikTok after TikTok is promoting for us not to be married. I'm aggrieved because I see what's going on around us. I see how it's going to affect the children that's young. When I see the youngsters that's coming up, the young boys want to be drillers and the girls want to be bad bees, I grieve because I know their future is bleak. I know I see what's coming down that pipeline. I know the pain that they're going to have to file, the pain that they're going to have to feel. When I hear the young fellas tell me that they'd rather be in jail, jail is glamorized, I grieve because I know that's the work of Satan. I know that the propaganda is making it our young fellas believe that, and no matter what I tell them, it's nothing they can. It's nothing that's clicking inside their brain. I pray for the Holy Spirit to touch them. When I see the school to prison pipeline, I grieve because I understand that this is Satan's world, and that's the new modern day slavery. When I see the fathers neglecting their kids, not being in their lives, and I got to listen to young people tell me all the time that they're hurting inside because their father wasn't there, I grieve. Because I understand that that's going to, in most cases, dictate their future. So that's why I grieve, because the Spirit allows me to see what my people are going through. And a lot of it is lack of knowledge, and a lot of it is ignorance, and most of the time, it's what they want to do. When I see my people celebrate days that the Most High said was forbidden, when I see them follow the traditions of men, and he said don't do that, when I see them eat the foods that he said do not eat, when I see that them fall for the victim of the government's foods and drugs and this and that nature, and it's destroying us, I grieve. When I see them put more trust in politicians and the government system than they do in the Most High, I grieve because of the lack of trust in the Most High. I grieve for that. And it's not a grieving of pointing a finger at him. It's a grieving because I care and I'm crying inside because I just want them to understand. I just want the Holy Spirit to be able to touch them and for them to be able to have the sense of urgency to want to serve the Most High. The way that they want to serve themselves, the way that they want to chase the instant gratification. And the only reason I know because I've been there. So I grieve when I see men going down the same road that I went down. When they can't handle domestic situations at home, so they run into the arms of another woman. I grieve that because I know the pain that's coming. So like Solomon said, which much knowledge becomes much grief and sorrow. But I know that it's a remnant that the Most High has selected. So the bright spot is that I know that I was one of the chosen to be able to carry this message. And I'm sorry if I grieve because I'm trying to get a message to somebody and they're not getting it. That's just the human in me. This Mike, enjoy the rest of your day. Shalom.